Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Thursday night, our variety show. Welcome and thank you. It's nice to see Rachel Fithian in the chat there.
Hi,
Uh,
Rachel.
hey, Rachel. Tita Mary Ellen, nice to have you here.
Thanks, Dean. Nice to be here.
Oklahoma, what's the temp?
The temp is probably in the 50s, low 50s.
Cold.
But it's the rain, the fog. That part has been that way all week. It's just depressing.
Yeah, yeah. We have very slippery conditions here right now. It's right around freezing, and so you get up in the morning. If you have to drive, it's extremely slippery. Apparently, right by my wife's work, there was a fatal car accident yesterday
Oh,
um,
no.
because of that. So yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, well,
well,
anyway, nice. What's
soon
that?
you'll be at Disney World and you won't have to put up with that.
I
Or
know, and
maybe in Orlando.
yeah, Orlando. Not doing too many. Not going to be doing parks, but you know what I'm watching like a hawk is I'm watching the weather forecast, and yeah, so it's basically pretty good. 70s, low 70s. I would like 80. I think 80 sounds a little better.
I like that.
Yeah, and a little bit of rain to start with, but anyhow, we'll deal with it. Hey, Nick, nice to have you here.
Hi, Nick.
I could be highlighting some of these comments. Rachel, Nick, two of our regular people who we appreciate.
Yes,
All
very
right.
much.
Yeah. Well, all right. Hey, we got Mouse Talk here. Hey,
Hi,
Walt.
Walt, Melissa.
It's an honor. Nice to have you here. All right. Hey, we got It's Joey's World. Hi,
Hi,
Elisa.
Lisa.
Nice to have you here. Oh, wow. Look at this. Did somebody send people our way? We got Tiki Man fan. Hey, nice to have you here. All right. Well, all right, I'm going to bring up the questions. We got a whole thing planned for tonight. We're doing one new thing tonight, which is the comedy bracket. And so let me do that next. All right. Well, Mary Ellen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, and everybody in the chat, here we go. We start with about 5 or 6 questions. Number 1, how long would you survive in the wilderness?
If I had to catch my own food
Yeah.
and find shelter, um, a night,
A night.
because I wouldn't even eat and I would be just huddled under some tree or something.
I mean, I think we can agree we would hate it.
I don't have any. I don't have any skills in
Oh, no,
nature.
nor do I. I was not raised. Some reason I'm thinking Walt may have been raised a Boy Scout. Am I right, Walt? I'm taking a guess
Oh,
there. Walt seems like the loyal type. Not long, says Nick. Rachel saying totally depends on where the wilderness is. Yeah, not Fort Wilderness Lodge, Rachel. It would be as wildernessy as you have by you. For me, yeah, Tiki Man saying as a rule I'm prepared. So yeah, same here. And I think it would be more than a night though. You've seen these stories where these kids get separated from their families and they've survived many days.
I would eat
So
some plant that was poisonous or something, thinking it was okay to eat. And hey,
Zippity
Doug.
Doo Dug, nice to have you here. Hope you had a good time in Disney World. Oh, Lisa's saying that Keith was an Eagle Scout. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's a high level. Yeah, I would. I mean, you're saying a day. Walt said a day. I'm gonna go. I would say 3. I would say 3. Hopefully,
What would you eat?
I wouldn't if I didn't have to. I've not eaten before for many days, so I know I can do it.
Okay.
But you wouldn't want to do too much exercising.
Right.
Oh, all right. Question number 2. What is the first thing you want to do when it gets nice out? This is a very relevant question.
Go for a walk.
Yeah. And for me, it would be a bike ride, just, if it's that nice. It's, I'm going to be down in Florida, as I mentioned, next Saturday, and it's actually going to be in the mid 40s is what it's projected to be here. So didn't really work out like, do you know what the 100-degree swing is when you leave Minnesota and you get to Orlando and it's actually 100 degrees warmer.
Wow.
That can happen. That has happened with Bob and I. All right, so open the windows.
I like
Very good. That's a great idea. Nick saying go to the beach. Lisa, laugh out loud. Sorry. In Florida, it's pretty nice out a lot. Well, we know. Lucky you.
Well, don't be sorry. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Yep. That would be pretty darn nice. Ski. Ooh, this time of year. Go to a local waterfall in the summer. Yeah. Rachel, do you downhill ski or cross country
Fun.
ski? All right, I'm going to go to the next question, but you can still send in your answers. Simple one. What is your favorite flower?
I'd say a Gerbera daisy or
what?
hibiscus.
Oh.
Either a Gerbera daisy or a hibiscus.
What is a Gerbera daisy?
It's kind of like a regular daisy, but it's colors like yellow and red, and it's not just like I think of a daisy as white.
Oh, I think I know. Like the purplish ones, or can they be that color?
I think they can be.
Light purple?
I think so.
Okay. Tiki Man fan with Daisy. Doug saying sunflower. Lisa with lilies. Rachel does both, but I'm a ski instructor for Nordic skiing. Holy buckets. Wow. Never knew that.
She has the most talents of anybody I know.
That's right. She plays all the instruments. And that's why you said that skier.
And she sings.
Wow, and that's right. She sings. Depends on the humidity. Lupine. Is that how you pronounce that? Lupine?
Maybe.
Are my favorite, with sunflowers a close second. Okay. Nick does not have one. Well, in all honesty, I don't really have one other than a rose, maybe, just because I like the smell. Well, we're impressed.
Well, it's true, Rachel. It's the facts.
That's right. Okay. Next question. What is your ideal number of hours to sleep each night? And when I thought of this question, I thought of Steve, because if anyone knows Steve's World, the man sleeps like 4 to 5 hours a night. That's his.
He does.
Yeah. And so
I'm a sleeper. Like I need to sleep. So at least 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Lupin.
Okay. 8 hours. All right. And then we got Kelly in the house here. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
So ideal number of sleep. So Lisa's saying 8 to 9 hours. Oops, where'd it go? Right here. And I'm actually exactly, that is what I like as well. Oh yeah, Tiki Man fan, as an insomniac, as many as I can get. I hear you. It's there's a lot of sleep issues in the world, and people don't realize how many people struggle to sleep a good night.
Yes.
And I go kind of in and out on that. Nick is saying usually 7 to 8. Kelly is saying she's ninja watching, so she can't reply as much in the chat, but she's saying 8 to 9 hours is perfect. Yeah.
And I think that's what they recommend, that you
Yeah.
sleep 8 to 9 hours.
Yeah. Nowadays, my wife and I, we go to bed so early. 9, it wouldn't be abnormal to be asleep by 9 p.m. Rachel, 8 to 9, but the kids wake me up several times through that. Yeah.
Aw.
Hey, Mandy Adams, nice to have
Hi,
you here.
Mandy.
Okay. And our next question, if you could attend an acting class by any star, who would you choose?
Wow. I don't know. Who would you choose?
You know, that is a tough question. I'm curious to hear some of the chat, and of course, Nick. I'd be curious to hear what he'd have to say. I mean, so Nick is saying Tom Hanks. I could not disagree with that. I would put him in the top few for sure. Mandy sleeps 8 hours. That gets us around 7 hours in total. Okay. Oh, here we go. That's how we do it as well. Bed early and try for 9 to 10 so that he eventually gets 7 hours. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. Right.
So
And did
Nick,
you see what Lisa said? Lisa said something about wine and NyQuil.
I've tried those things. They don't work for me.
Sometimes it does the opposite for me, and I can't
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, and I have heard that about wine. But yeah, it works for some people. By the way, I'm looking at the poll in the chat on if Walt Disney could visit one Walt Disney World today, which ride would he be most impressed with? Spaceship Earth of the 4 is coming in the lead right now.
What are the answers? I mean, what are the choices?
Rise of the Resistance, Soarin', Flight of Passage, and Spaceship Earth. Okay, Rachel's going with Julie Andrews. I wish I could turn my camera on, Rachel, because I have a big Sound of Music poster on my wall.
I was going to say Julie Andrews.
Oh, nice. Lisa would say Robin Williams. Yeah. One of the most, well, I won't say he was underrated because I think he was rated high, but I think he was absolutely one of the most talented actors.
Mm-hmm.
And associated with comedy, so they don't get as much credit. But no, he was amazing. Mandy Adams, John Travolta. That makes sense. This is purely strategic for purposes other than learning to be an actress. Chris Hemsworth.
Well
What would
played,
those purposes
Kelly.
be?
Well played.
Yeah. I got to go back to Nick's Tom Hanks. I think Tom Hanks would be up there for me. And, you know, maybe I would say Harrison Ford, but I don't know what kind of a people person he is, you know. I like the way he's done his roles. I like his style, but not sure if he'd be a great instructor.
Yeah.
Nick saying basically an actor that can do serious comedy roles.
Serious and comedy roles. Yeah.
I'm sorry, serious and comedy roles. Yeah. Which Tom Hanks, of course.
Right.
Susan Sarandon or Meryl Streep. I love them. I mean, if Meryl Streep, I mean, I'm just going to say both are great, but Meryl Streep, if you could get inside of her head and figure out how she does what she's done, that would be amazing. Oh, I love it, Doug. Bill Murray.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
That'd be a riot. He is in real life. He's funnier than he is in the movies. Yeah, I like that. Bill Murray. And by the way, if you wonder how good of an actor Bill Murray is, he's done some non-comedy roles, and he really has a huge range. And Mandy picked John because she loves to sing. Cool. All right. Next question. Oh, we're on to the Disney question. How do you like my new Disney background for the
I
Disney
love
question? Yeah. All right. What Disney movie needs to be a sequel as soon as possible?
it. Ooh. Um, wow.
That's a tough question.
Good question.
Coco says Doug. Yeah. Yeah, Coco was amazing. You know, there's so many movies that when I think of them trying to do a sequel, I think they'd probably mess it up. Like the original Mary Poppins was so good. Could you make a sequel to Mary Poppins?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not. Honestly, before doing sequels, Disney needs to get their stuff together. They sure do. I think we agree with you on that. Encanto says Rachel. That was a pretty movie. Tiki Man Van saying, tough question. Not a fan of sequels, really. Toy Story had good sequels. Yeah, Toy Story, the exception for sure. Yeah, Rachel. They definitely made that other Mary Poppins. I did not get as big of a kick out of the second one. And of course, keep in mind, the first one was the first movie I ever saw in my life, and it had a very big effect on me. So it would be hard to replicate that. Okay. Now the next question, and I'm glad he's here. This is a new one that Mary Ellen and we discussed, and we're going to try it out. Hopefully we don't get in any trouble here, or me, because I came up with it. But we're going to ask a question about somebody in our community, and I may know the answer to it. I may not. It's kind of test our knowledge here. And Nick is in the chat. So here we go. True or false? And Nick, don't answer until everybody gets a chance to put in their guess. Movie Mania Nick is not a big fan of popcorn. Is that true or false? And I'm going to ask you that question, Mary Ellen.
I'm going to say false.
Okay, you think he likes it?
I think Nick likes all things movie and movie related.
Well, you think, right? I mean, how could you love movies as much as Nick and not like popcorn, or does he? But we'll give people a chance to guess. So you think he is? You think he likes popcorn? You think the answer is false? Oh, and
true, but what do you think, Dean?
oh, what do I think? I'm not saying because I may know.
Oh, you know already. Okay.
I might know. Future question: what was your first movie? Yeah, okay, that is a good idea. We should definitely do that. And Mandy prefers Beauty and the Beast to the live action version. Absolutely, that was
agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Rachel didn't like the new Mary Poppins either, but again, Julie Andrews is queen. How could you argue with that? She, one of the best. And so Lisa thinks Nick likes flavored popcorn. Interesting. Kelly says he's absolutely a fan of popcorn. Doug is saying false. So everybody's agreed with you, Mary Ellen, so far, but now we got Nathan Retta here going to take the other side of this and say true. Nick is not a big fan of popcorn. Nice to have you here, Nathan. Glad you're willing to go against the flow here and guess true. All right, we'll give everybody just another few seconds here, maybe 15, 20 seconds. And do you think, is Movie Mania Nick not a big fan of popcorn? True or false?
Exactly.
Ultimate
Ultimate boy.
boy. If you don't like popcorn, who are you? Nice to have you here. That's
I've never
that's
heard of Ultimate Boy, but welcome.
yeah. Welcome. It's got a dolphin on there, so maybe from the Miami area. I don't know. And so, oh, Nathan has changed his mind. He's gonna go false. So everybody thinks Nick likes popcorn. All right, Nick. I think it's time. Are you a big fan of popcorn? Get ready. Drum roll, please. And next week,
Let's hope
unless
Nick
I
is
get,
still here.
yeah, Ultimate Boy is just a fan of the Dolphins. Well, nice to have you here.
That's nice.
So, yeah, like I say, unless Nick sues me for whatever reason, we'll have a question about somebody else in the chat next week. And the idea is, I may or may not already know the truth of the answer, but I'm not telling until Nick answers here. And then we'll find out Nick's left and Rachel was just inspired to pop
Isn't
some
that funny
popcorn.
how that works, Rachel? It's
Oh,
gets a thought in your head, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna pop some popcorn."
do you make it your in a pot on your own, or do you use microwave popcorn? Which do you do?
I do. Yeah, I do the one in the bag.
Yeah, it's good. All right.
Yes.
Everyone was right. I love popcorn. I always have to have it when going to a movie. Flavored, not much, but if it was, it would be cheddar. Okay. Excuse me, salt and butter on mine usually. Well,
Basics. I like it, Nick.
you know what? The world is right. If Nick didn't like popcorn, I think we would all been depressed. Well, great. All right, you are all right. Nathan, good move on changing your mind at the end. You were correct. So now let's move on to the next thing. And Mary Ellen, I like it when you open with this. Tonight, we are going to talk about for all time, made in 2000. Does that sound about right? 2000?
Yes.
Somewhere
Yes.
around there.
Yeah.
Microwave is what I do, but my parents have a machine for it. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So for all time, okay, last week we did a time movie also. This was similar, but had a different twist to it. They spoke English, so I could understand them well, American English. And it stayed in one, like, it was like a portal. Like you knew when he was going to transition to the earlier time from he had bought an old antique pocket watch. And you knew he would always commute on the train to St. Louis every morning and every evening. You knew when he opened up his timepiece and he went through the tunnel that he was going to transition back to the 1800s. And before he even did that, he already had a premonition about somebody in that time period and had drawn her picture when he went to that. And it took him a long time. Like he was totally freaked out. It was more realistic, I guess, than last week because he was totally freaked out. Now, the kid last week, he was freaked out too, but he quickly got over it, you know. But this guy was like, and it had a great storyline, and he could affect, just like last week, could affect the outcome of the time period. And so I thought it was very well done, and I think Mark Harmon did a great job. And what was her name, Katie McDowell, or
Yeah, Mary McDowell.
Mary McDowell? She did a great job, and So who was the guy that was the conductor on the
Yeah.
train?
I don't know his name, but he's been in stuff, and he was in Night at the Museum. He was one of the 3 security
Yes,
guards. Yep, and
yes,
seen
he
him
was
around. Yeah, he's
good.
great.
So I gave it a 6. Um, I thought it was great. I mean, it kind of got weird in parts, and I just was kind of like, huh. But for the most part, it was very very interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a big one that I don't think Mark Harmon was ever a big box office person, but he was in some TV show, right? Some regular TV show, I think.
Yeah,
I just don't remember what it was.
NCIS.
Right.
It's in NCIS.
Okay, right. He's not a bad actor. I some people don't like him. But yeah, I was cool with it. Saw this when it first came out. Really, I rewatched it before, and it was okay. More of a love story. How he traveled was interesting. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
he was in summer school. Yeah. Oops, my what's wrong with my PC here? Uh, oh, I hate this. My mouse wrecked. I don't know how to fix it. All right. Well, doggone it. Okay, fixed. Yeah, summer school. I do remember that now. Okay, I'll give my review. So I felt about the same. But the interesting thing is, again, I'm going to tap Nick's memory on this. This movie was roughly based on a Twilight Zone episode.
Yes, it
And
said that at the beginning.
Yep, and I remember that episode, and it did not go the same way. Um, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but my memory was that the guy was in the train, probably had challenges in his current day, kept seeing this charming town from around the turn of the century, 1900, and was debating on whether he should get off per the whatever the guy's recommendation. And in the end of the Twilight Zone, he gets off and he dies because he gets off of a moving train. And then,
What?
so that's the Twilight Zone for you, right? I forgot all about summer school, says Kelly. Now I am going to have to watch it again. Man, I forgot about that one too. Okay, so anyway, you gave it a 6. I gave it a 5.5. I always forget to read these. Marilyn says this film was like the last one, but the ending was very different. It kept me interested all the way to the end. And I said this is a pleasantly paced movie, where you don't want to feel like a Marvel movie where everything is fast and CGI. It's
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a nice, pleasant movie and presents a time that had some charm in it.
There was a point though where I thought he might die, or I thought he had the choice to stay back in the old time or come back. And the conductor told him that, and he still chose to stay in the old time. But then he changed his mind after she found out he was married and was able to come back to regular time. So I was like, okay, that's weird because the conductor told him,
Right.
you can't necessarily come back. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was it seemed a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's like one minute he's urging him this way, the next minute it's like, well, time can be different.
Yeah.
Nick says sometimes I feel like he does in the movie. I agree. I think we all do. It's like we'd like to go back to a simpler time. He feels like he does not belong in his time, but in some other time he gave it a 6. So again, we're almost identical. We gave it a 5.8. Put Nick's in there, it's a little bit higher. All right, next week. Boy, are we excited. We are gonna we're gonna watch this one.
We
Six
haven't
Children.
done a comedy yet, so
Yeah. So we're gonna roll the dice on 6 children and 1 grandfather, and this is kind of reminiscent of when we were trying to figure out any of the names in Estella Scrooge. Remember, we were looking at the names, and Rachel says this looks like a hoot. Yeah, it might be. We don't know, but it's free. It's free on YouTube. So, all right, if you want to watch it and give your feedback, remember you only have to watch as much as you want. If you're not into it, you can still. Nick's saying Burt Young. Yeah. Why do I remember that name? Burt Young. What was he from? Do you remember?
The only name I recognized was John Savage, and I really can't even tell you what he was in.
Wait a minute. Is this John Savage here, the grandpa? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Rocky. Burt Young. Huh. Really trying to remember.
Me either.
Yeah. Ultimate Boy says, how do the actors get paid? In a movie like this, you know that they're getting next to nothing. In fact, if John Savage is the big name, then he's probably getting half the budget of the movie, right?
Right.
Everyone
The
else
6
is probably.
children aren't getting anything.
Yeah, they promised the rest of them that, hey, this might be your leap board to stardom. Oh, Adrian's brother. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Now, Burt Young, amazing actor. What he nailed that role. What a great performance that was. Paulie. Yeah.
Paulie.
Hmm. Yeah, Paulie was great. Okay. Now, next. Which decade? We've got about 5 or so more of these. And so again, I may have forgotten some, but we'll see. All right. Pencil sharpener. Is it from 1840, 1850, 1880? I'm having a hard time reading. Or 1810 or 1910.
What was the one before 1910, 1890?
I'm going to hold on. I'm going to make my screen a little bigger. Oh, that helps a lot. Okay, so 1840, 1850, 1880, or 1910?
1880.
1880. All right. Well, I'm going to give the people.
Nick says, here we go. The game that is wrong.
Yeah. Should we call it the wrong game?
Yeah, it's bad.
All right. Rachel coming in at 1850. Anyone else? Anyone else? And do we know that I'm sure that's not what the first pencil sharpener looked like? I wouldn't think.
No, which makes you think they could have whittled it. Like what was considered a sharpener?
Right. The utility knife, like sometimes I use in my garage. I can't even read those. Sorry, Lisa, or Tiki Man fan. Yeah. 1840, 1850. Okay, I got to make an improvement. I got to make those years bigger. That'll be a piece of cake. I just took snapshots of the website, which is why it's so small. All right. Which came first, is Lisa, the pencil or the pencil sharpener?
That's a good question.
Pencil.
I would say pencil, but
Nick at 1850. All right. We're going to go forward pretty quick. All right. Let's do it. The answer is 1850.
Wow.
Nice
Way
job.
to go, guys.
The first patent for a mechanical pencil sharpener was granted to Walter K. Foster, Bangor, Maine in 1855. It was a hand crank device that rotated the pencil against a blade. Okay, cool. I think I saw, did I see Road Trip Dave here? Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Hey,
Nice
you
to
made
have you
it.
here.
Time to play games.
Ninja watching you guys on the big screen. Just wanted to pop and say hi. Hi, Dave. Nice to have you here.
Hi, Dave.
Nick says, like the chicken or the egg. That's right. Okay. Let's move on. The next one. Sorry about the small ears. The Yellow Pages. I'll read it. The Yellow Pages, was it invented in 1870, 1880, 1950, or 1970?
The actual Yellow Page book or one that had phone numbers in it? I guess the actual Yellow Pages book.
That's what I would assume, yeah.
I say 1950 then.
1950. Okay. Yeah. These seem, and I honestly don't remember the answer. These seem rather old to me. So 1950. Anybody else have a guess? We may end up buzzing through this pretty quick so we can get to the comedy thing.
Well,
All right.
first of all, there had to be phones, which there were. And I think Yellow Pages is like a brand, like a brand. There probably were other phone books, but Yellow Pages is different.
Yeah. I mean, there was phones in the 1800s, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so Ultimate Boy is going 1950. Rachel also 1950. Nick is going to go way back to 1880. And I don't think I'll venture a guess. What did you say?
I said
1950, right?
1950.
All right. We're going to go with it. The answer is 1880.
Wow. Nick,
Nick, congratulations. Nice guess.
no kidding.
There's just no way I would have ever guessed that.
How did people get the book?
Does it say 1886? Created it directly in Wyoming. Featured a section with business listings categorized by types of products and services. The idea behind the name Yellow Pages was to highlight the distinctive color of the section. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Because maybe you're a younger Ultimate Boy, but yeah, we
Ultimate
pretty
Boy, you're younger.
yeah, we used to, have 3, 4 of these monsters sitting in the shelf, and you finally realize you could get rid of one of them. All right, here's a straightforward one. Television. 1910, 1920, 1940, or 1950?
1910.
1910, going all the way back to the earliest one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I get what you're saying because we have a thing called maps, but in paper form. And Lisa's saying Yellow Pages were great booster seats. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Rachel is 1920. So she's going back there as well. But you were 1910. So one 1910, one 1920. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. Ultimate Boy is going to go. He thinks he remembers. So
Okay.
1920. Very good.
You might.
All right. Well, and then we got, oh, wow. Did this jump on me? No. Nick's at 1920. So it looks like everybody's thinking 1920. You're at 1910.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the big reveal. 1920.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, the chat is very smart. All right. Here we go. Rolodex. Do you have a Rolodex still?
No.
We do.
Really?
Yeah. Gotta get rid of that thing. But yep, Rolodex. So the years are 1900, 1930, 1950, or 1970.
I'm going to go with 1930.
1930. All right. Anybody with us on that? 1930. Yeah, same way, Rachel. And as long
Yeah.
as you brought that up, sometimes like on More Sunshine on Jim's show, I might guess and I might get it right, and then it seems like I feel guilty, like people think I actually knew for some reason, and I never know. So I swear to you, I don't cheat. Lisa's saying, I remember Rolodex at work back in the day. Absolutely, you had to have it. All right, Nick's at 1950. What did you say? 30, right?
Yes.
Rachel's going all the way back to 1900. Ultimate Boy is with Nick at 1950. So we got 3 different decades covered here so far. All right. Honestly, I could guess because I do not remember, but I won't. All right, I'm going to go forward. The answer is 1850.
Wow.
Wait a minute. That's pencil. What happened here? Hold on. Wow, something got messed up here. I messed it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll get the answer. My bad. Oh, okay. Decade. And Rolodex. The answer is, just so you know, 1950.
Really?
Yep, it's 1950.
Way
So
to go, Nick.
Nick again and Ultimate Boy. They both got it. I just put the wrong picture in the PowerPoint, and I can't easily get that fixed, but it's 1950. Nick was going to blame it on the game, too.
I like that.
All right. Pardon me on that one. All right. 8-track tape player. And the dates are 1950, 1960, 1970, and 1980. Well, I feel like this is kind of like the one where you go, this is what I think it is, therefore go back.
Yes, I say 1960.
1960. Okay, yeah. 60 is the second oldest. Okay. Ultimate Boy, definitely at 1970. Okay, 60, 70. Rachel at 60, she's with you. But
Don't trust me.
But don't trust me.
Oh, Ultimate Boy, this game is very quirky, so you never know.
Nick coming in at 1960. And I think that's what you said. And those are worth a good amount of money now. Really? Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm going to bring it up because I really want to get to the comedy thing. All right. 1960. Way to go. Town. And Rachel got it. And Nick, have you been wrong yet tonight?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's been wrong yet. Wow. All right. I think, is there one more? Clothespins.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. 1800, 1820, 1850, or 1890. Now, did you do clothespins when you're a kid, and did your mom hang out clothes? No?
No.
Okay, we definitely did.
And that looks like an old clothespin.
Yeah, it looks pretty old. I'm telling you that clothes never smelled as good as they did it hanging on a line. It was cool. Oh, you're doing fine, Ultimate Boy. Believe me, we've had, I think, was it last week? We weren't doing too well.
You're doing better than I am.
All right. Nick at 1820. Rachel at 1820. What did you say?
I didn't say anything. Was there an 1890?
There's an 1890, 1850, 1820, 1800.
I'm going to say 1850.
Okay, you're at 1850. 2 at 1820. I'll give it just a few more seconds here. I can only imagine how many of these items are now obsolete. Maybe, I mean, the thing about hanging clothes out on a line now is it just looks wrong, you know. It's almost like an eyesore, but
Right.
it was just part of America, you know,
Yeah.
when I was a kid anyway. All right. I'm new to this channel. Do you do this every Thursday? Yeah, and he's picking 1850.
Mhm.
So we have done live streams on and off, but Mary Ellen and I are making an effort to go every Thursday, and it's all about interacting with the chat. So most everything we do is about sharing the experience with you guys, getting your feedback, etc. So
It's group participation.
absolutely. And Lisa did hang clothes on the line. They were so nice smelling when they were done. All right. Well, we got the two 1820s and the 1850, and the answer is 1800.
Oh my.
Okay, it's way back there. All right, I'm gonna get. All right, moving along here because I want to catch you before you start leaving. This is a bracket challenge of who is the funniest person in the world. And now we have talked a little bit about this, and I'm just going to mention this right from the get-go. Last week, when I asked for input from the chat, somebody asked, can we recommend people that we know personally? I said yes. I have changed my mind. I got to thinking about it, even though we have some really funny people in our community, like Jeff was suggested, Richard, who's R. Johns. It would kind of skew the whole point of doing a bracket challenge because then you'd feel pressure to vote for the people that you know. And so we'll do something more later to recognize those people. But for now, we're going to keep it to famous people. We came up, I wanted to get it down to 32, but we came up with like 40 people. So this first eight challenges you're going to see are to get us down to 32 people. So now all I need you to do in the chat is to vote on each one. Who do you think is funnier? And so here we go. T-Town Mary Ellen, you'll always be first.
I pick Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. And I'm with you 100%. And I like Kelsey Grammer, but Adam Sandler is funnier.
What about chat? Adam Sandler or Kelsey Grammer?
Yep. And by the way, I posted Ultimate Boys definitely with Adam Sandler. We got Lisa. We got Nick with Sandler. We got Lisa with Sandler. We got Rachel with Adam Sandler. Okay, I might as well show these comments here. And Rachel says Adam Sandler because New Hampshire, is that where he's from?
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. Well, he was funny right from the get-go, and I loved his songs on Saturday Night Live when he sang about his red hooded sweatshirt and stuff. All right, there is no doubt Adam Sandler has won that bracket. Sorry, Kelsey. Let's go on. Interesting. He is from New Hampshire. Okay, next one. And you may not know all these comedians, but Bill Engvall, he's actually fairly popular, and Kevin James. So
I'm going Kevin James.
yeah, I'm with you 100%. Kevin James, you like his show, the old one,
King of Queens.
King of Queens, yeah. You know who's funny on King of Queens? The dad.
Yes. Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, not Ben Stiller, Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller.
Yeah, he is so funny. All right, well, it's pretty unanimous here. Kevin James, Kevin. All right, we got Kevin James. These comedians are hanging on bated breath to find out how we vote. All right, next one. And if you're still want to vote and it comes in late, I'm going to go back if it's close. Oh, and Ultimate Boy doesn't care on this one. Okay. And Kelly's saying Kevin James. All right, cool. All right, now I bet a lot of you don't know the second one, but I put him in there because he is really popular right now. Chris Rock or Nate Bargatze.
What? I've never heard of Nate
Yeah,
Bargatze.
I figured. And most people aren't going to know him. So he's a stand-up comedian, and what I really like about Nate, because you know the live plays, and I really like family friendly. He's a very family friendly comedian, and he has a style. And hello, Space Mountain Dave. Nice to have you here. All right. So Chris Rock, says Lisa. Nick is going Rock. You got to like Chris Rock a little bit more after the slap, you know?
Yeah, I have to go with Chris Rock.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to, in respect to Nate, because I like Nate, and, you know, I'm sure he's going to be watching my live stream. I'm going to say Nate, knowing he was going to lose, but I wanted to put him in there. And that's my recommendation. Go check him out. You may like him. Rachel, I have a feeling you'll like Nate Bargatze. All right. Chris Rock, obvious winner. All right, here's a couple of interesting ones. And I don't really know Nick Offerman that well. So Danny DeVito or Nick Offerman?
Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm. Danny DeVito, I'm with you 100%. He is hilarious. Okay, Rachel's going to come in with Nick.
Okay.
And do you know the show he's in? I know that they said.
I really don't.
Yeah. Nick's going with Danny. Danny DeVito in Taxi was honestly just amazing. And then in a lot of movies like what was that one? Oh no, I can't remember. Okay, Rachel's saying Nick is in Parks and Recreation.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Lisa going with Danny DeVito, Ultimate Boy. Danny, he's in all the Jersey. Me, okay. And then the Jersey Mike's ad. Yeah, that's right. He does the sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I think. Sorry, Rachel, but it's gonna be Danny DeVito. Moving on. All right, here's a couple of interesting ones.
Boy.
Ed Helms from The Office, or Paul. Do you say Rudd or Rudd? Rudd.
It's Rudd.
Paul Rudd. What's the first movie you ever saw Paul Rudd in? I'll tell you, Night at the Museum.
Really? That was his first movie?
Well, the first one that I ever saw him in. He was the Ben Stiller's wife's new guy.
Oh yes.
He was all hooked up with stuff.
I'm going with Paul Rudd.
Okay. Nick is saying Paul Rudd. Lisa's going Paul Rudd. You're going Paul Rudd. Kelly Paul Rudd. Rachel Paul Rudd. Okay, well, I'm happy with Paul Rudd, but I will say Ed Helms is honestly so hilarious. He's almost as good as Michael Scott in The Office. He said. All right, Paul Rudd, congratulations. Next one, Eddie Murphy or Ray Romano?
Oof. I'm saying Ray Romano.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you 100% because Everybody Loves Raymond was absolutely one of my favorite shows for many years.
I liked Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah.
I just don't see him in much anymore.
I think he is really recognized as a comic genius, Eddie Murphy, and rightfully so. Like you say, Saturday Night Live, a lot of great movies, and Eddie Murphy is the younger Eddie Murphy, according to Nick. That's a really good point. He was funniest in the early years.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yep. Eddie Murphy says, Lisa, he was hysterical in the early SNL. Wow, everybody's agreeing.
It's true.
All right, Ultimate Boy, I gotta go. You guys earned yourself. Hey, all right. Thanks
Bye,
for
Ultimate Boy.
subscribing. Hope you come back. You have to tell me how you found us. All right. Well, we are in between so far. You and I voted Ray Romano. We got Nick and Lisa with Eddie Murphy.
We need a
So
tiebreaker.
we need a tiebreaker, folks. Rachel, somebody. I'll give it a second as we come up to the top of the hour here. I could go on to the next one and you could just send your votes in. Let's do that. All right. Now I had never heard. Oh, we got an Eddie Murphy. We got an Eddie Murphy. All right. We've been outvoted.
That's fine.
We got Stacy Rogers in the house.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy. Beverly Hills Cop 4 is coming out soon on Netflix. It has all the. Oh, really? Okay, she picks Eddie as well.
And by the way, she picks Eddie.
Oh, Lisa.
Well,
thank
Eddie
you.
Murphy was in Haunted Mansion too.
That's true. But he was absolutely great in Trading Places if you've never seen that movie. He was in the beginning he was pretending that he was had his legs blown out in Vietnam, and he was begging for money, and the cop said, "Oh, you're from you served in Vietnam. What part?" And he said, well, sang bang dang dong. I was all over the place. All right, we got Fluffy and Ryan Reynolds. I'd never heard of Fluffy, and so all right, this one's a really tough one for me. Ryan, because Deadpool. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Ryan.
Ryan says Rachel. Nick with Ryan. And she's talking to Stacy. All right. So I'm hearing all Ryan Reynolds so far.
And in all fairness, I've never listened to Fluffy. He may be great.
Ryan caused Ryan, but also Fluffy. Not fair. Okay, I don't get that. But I know it's funny. All right. Well, we got Ryan Reynolds taking down Fluffy. Sorry, Fluffy. You seem like a nice guy. I did watch him. He's a nice guy. All right. Here's an odd one. I wouldn't put these at the top, but Jimmy Fallon and Vince Vaughn. Gotcha, Stacy. Okay, that makes sense.
He is Ryan. I mean, it just.
Yeah. He's very witty. Ryan Reynolds is so witty. All right, Jimmy Fallon or Vince Vaughn? What are you thinking?
Rachel. I don't particularly like either of them.
Yeah. I'm with you on half. I'm not a big Vince Vaughn guy. But we got Vince Vaughn from Rachel and Movie Mania Nick, so I appreciate that. Jimmy Fallon from Stacy. Vince, Wedding Crashers, Dodgeville, Fred.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming
Fred Claus. Great.
Okay. So it seems like Vince Vaughn 3-1 in the chat, and you were saying neither?
I'll lean towards Vince because of Fred Claus.
All right. And I've never seen that. Okay. I'm going to make a ruling. Vince Vaughn. Stacy's saying she's not a big Vince Vaughn fan. I'm not really either, to be honest. And Jimmy Fallon, he's kind of funny. You know, he was in Saturday Night Live.
I think Jimmy Fallon used to be funny, but
yeah,
now he's just too political.
Yeah, and they all seem to get that way. It's hard to have a night show, a talk show. Yeah, Rachel's saying she doesn't love either as well. Well, this is sort of I don't want to call him the bottom of the barrel, but
ouch.
Jimmy is too goofy. He is a little bit goofy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say Vince Vaughn.
He's funny when he's with Justin Timberlake. The two of them have a great chemistry, but beyond that.
Okay. Well. All right. Well, that's it. So we are done. If you you can always contact me at Dean at the Live Place. Like if you not if you need money or anything, because I don't have any, but you need anything, you want to get your live streams listed, obviously send me an email or just reach out to me on social media. And Mary Ellen, are you excited for 6 grandchildren and one?
Don't forget to watch that movie, guys. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I don't know.
It's gonna be an award-winning movie.
This might be one of the ones that in weeks we don't make it through the whole movie.
I'm zipping my tongue my mouth so bad because I can't say anything more. I don't want to. Thank you, Rachel. It's always nice to have you all.
Y'all coming, Rachel.
Yeah, y'all so nice to come and be with us. And it was nice to meet Ultimate Boy. It was nice to have Stacy Rogers here, who we don't. Okay, well then I'll delete my email, ask you to borrow $1 million. Yeah, sorry, Stacy.
You guys are what makes the show, so thank you for dropping by.
Yeah, absolutely. I know spending an hour, it's an investment, so we do appreciate it. So, all right. Well, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, same
have
bat
a good
time.
Week, everyone.
Yeah, have a happy week. And we are.